Hello, everyone. Welcome. OBS decided it didn't like my microphone anymore. Professional. No, nothing spooky about it. Got it fixed. Welcome. Litzel, to our language, because the Space Panini. The Game Star Show, yep. This dude, good to see everyone. As I was trying to say that, Litzel, did you know, funny story, this is around the time I've been intending to go live every weekend for about a month. If you're wondering why the schedule tab has not been updated here for a while, it's because I've recognized that my plans and my reality have not been agreeing with each other. So, yeah. Oof, mood? Yeah, no. We're gonna try and be better about that, though. We're getting my sleep schedule back under control. Sort of. And we're just gonna try and be streaming more over the next few weeks here before Christmas holidays. You blame the rat? Yeah, I blame the several rats. This morning though, I did shove a bunch of steel wool into the place where I think the rat hole is, and I duct taped over it. So with a bit of luck, they'll still be in the walls, but they won't be in the apartment itself. So that'll be fun. Yay. And did I plug in headphones? They'll often make OBS forget my microphone exists. No, I did not. I changed 0 things. Nothing at all from Wednesday to today. And in the interim, OBS just forgot. Windows do an update on you? Yes, it did. That might be it. We love Windows. Yeah. Good computer right there. Good software, well programmed. No issues in that operating system. Yep. Totally. Anywho. What are the next games on the docket? I'm glad you asked. So, November 28th, 10 days from now, Last Train Home launches. December 5th, we get a double feature because Inkle's newest game, Highland Song, I think, launches, and the Thaumaturge launches. And that'll take us through Christmas, easy peasy. I also want to do more co-op stuff. So that might mean more things like Forewarned or Valheim. Something like that. We'll see. We're working on things. We're gonna try and have some friends, do some stuff with friends. Here near the end of the year. Got a History Games tier list coming up in December. And then gotta get ready for Year of the Weeb starting early January. Are you planning any, like, one-offs for Christmas, New Year's? We'll see. We'll see. I don't have anything specifically planned. But since I'll be traveling a fair amount in that time, in sort of that Christmas-y into very early 2024, we may just try and do more, like, just chatting stuff, talking, like, museum industry side things, book collecting, archives, some of that sorts of stuff. We may try and do, like, a second round of, here are some exhibitions I really like, and here's why I like them. Since that seemed to go over really well, people seem to really like that. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, there's that. And then on top of everything else, Ludo History is getting like a proper website, and that I'm trying to have ready to go live December 1st. More info on that soon, TM. So, you know, lots of stuff happening here at the end of the year. And on top of all that, you know, I'm actually, like, IRL applying for jobs. Like, I'm sorry, I love you all dearly. I am not built to be a full-time streamer. My schedule clearly proves I am not built to be a full-time streamer. So, we're gonna... I've gotta, you know, actually find jobs that'll pay my bills. At some point... I know, do I even love you? Uh-huh. At some point... In the far distant future... I would, love to be able to do stuff online, doing educational and consultancy and criticism stuff full-time, right, between blogs, YouTube, Twitch, kind of that whole works. Would love to do that. I'm not ready to do that yet. That's not the... There's a lot more stuff I want to learn. There's a lot more experiences I want to have in, like, the professional world before I would try and, like, do that online for a living. So, ask me again in, like, 5 years, and then we'll see. And yes, Magistressa, yeah, unfortunately, we already had been subletting the kitchen out to the rats. They weren't paying rent. They're really, like, they're kind of rude that way. They don't do dishes, and they don't pay rent. But they sublet the kitchen anyway. So... just not a great plan. Just not having a good time with it. I'm leaving this apartment in early January, so who knows where I'll be at that point. There will be a disruption in stream content early January as I make another move, but that'll be after that we'll hopefully be in one place for a little bit longer. I can really sink our teeth into stuff. If they get a job, they'll be able to pay their share, and if I get a job, I'll be able to pay my share, and we'll all have a terrible time. Yeah. They also throw parties at like 3 in the morning. Like, they are truly the worst roommates, and I live across from, like, a frat house. The rats are somehow even worse than the frat house throwing parties. Yeah. No. Well... what do you say we, hop into the video game, though? Dottorello, ciao. How are you doing? Ciao is the sum total of my Italian, and I can talk to you in Latin, but I can't talk to you in Italian. But how are you doing? The birds on your air conditioning unit used to interrupt your meetings when you worked from home? Well, that's rude, but that's also at least pleasant. Right, at least they're semi-tuneful about it, versus just... At least I know the important languages, exactly, Old Norse and Latin. And making fun of Danish. I can't actually speak Danish, but I can do enough Danish to make fun of Danish. Chat, have you been introduced to how absolutely wild of a language Danish phonetics are? it's a treat. So the go-to they've got weird throat sounds, but my go-to is actually none of the weird throat sounds. It's how you pronounce the letter D in Danish. So they've actually got two Ds. The first one is very normal, very fine, whatever. If it occurs at the start of a word, there's no issues at all. Right? Dansk. Easy peasy. If it occurs in the middle of a word, properly speaking, an intervocalic D. Danish decided, what if we got so lazy with it, it just stopped being a stop. So, you know, in Icelandic, right, the word for, actually English, gate, right, Icelandic, gata, Norwegian, geda, Danish, gel. There is a consonant in there, by the way. That's not just ge. Ge. No, that's wrong. Gel. Is a consonant. And it's not an L, it's a D. Sugar. It is a alveolar approximant. Yeah. The way some accents in Danish will simulate by just fully sticking their tongue out. So, you know, chocolate, chocolate. And your tongue is up there, and it's like, how? I was like, yeah, that's a terrible. It's not the worst letter. It's not the worst letter in the European phonology. Czech still gets that record, but it's pretty bad. Litzel, by the way, yeah, Litzel is correct. I'm actually not pronouncing it quite correctly. It's in the right ballpark, but I'm not technically pronouncing it correctly because I've tried for months and I failed to pronounce it correctly. And your language, I'm sorry, if getting an extremely common letter takes months of practice and you have to teach people in school how to do it, it's not a good letter. And yes, Rahacek is in fact the worst sound. And John Henry 1312, by the way, thank you for the follow. I super appreciate it. Right, I mean, ours in general are just a tough one, right? French uvular R, tough. Rahacek, I cannot do it. I got close once. My ex complimented me when I got close. Because it is a retroflex post-alveolar trill. And it's somewhere in between ra and ja, so it ends up sounding like somewhere in the rough ballpark of nope, that was not even close. Nope. Yeah, you see the problem. You see, ra, ja, ra. It's like something like that. Ja. I'm not doing it right. They have to learn it in school. Can you do French R? Not amazingly. let's see. Huh? Right, because it's a uvular pseudotrill, right? Huh? So it's almost like you're choking back up here. What's worse, Softy in Danish or the... Isn't that... I don't remember SJ in Swedish. Not off the top of my head. I don't know. I've never studied Swedish, unlike Norwegian and Danish. So, gotta put even farther back. Huh. So, like, at that point, that's just, like, a uvular, or not even uvular, of, like, what's his face? Vocal cord stop. Huh. Right, it's behind... Glottal? Yeah, not quite glottal. Because, like, glottal is just... right? But, like, Arabic has a letter that's... Qaw, right? Like, qadi. And that's farther back, that's in the same spot as French are. Like, so you have K, right? Ka. And then you have Ka. And those are two different spots. And Ha, it's like Ha, a voiced back there, something or other, ends up being the French R. And that's tough. It's just tough. Languages are fun, but every language has at least one sound that's just like, why? Why would you do this? Who put you up to this? This has to be a scam, right? French is you pronounce it better when you're congested, and you feel like that should be illegal. What's that for English? RL distinction for English is... Right, there's a ton of languages that don't do RL distinction super clearly. Also WV. Right, there's a lot of duplexes in English that are a pain. Yeah, having two different THs, RL, WV, those are all weirdly tricky. And then, right, your sh's. You still struggle trying to say rural, yeah. J, yeah. Sh and j being sounds are just their choices. J is a diphthong? It's a sem. How are you getting a diphthong out of that? Right, like in most European languages, it's either, oh no, it's an affricate. It's its own class of thing. Right, like I see where you're going, right? I see where you're going with it, but it's IPA classified as just affricate J. Like the DJ symbol is one IPA phonetics. Also, diphthong specifically refers to vowels. It's a combination of a stop and a fricative. J. But diphthongs are vowels, so like I. Anyway. You had fun French exchange students when we realized that equivalent words were really different from the other two. Squirrel. Yeah. And I'm not even going to try the French. Nope. Not gonna do that to myself. Eichhorn? I guess it depends on whether you're... Are you using Berliner dialect or Swiss German? Right? Swiss German would be what? Eichhorn? Which is extremely fun. But, Berliner dialect says, like, Again, right? It depends on your dialect, right? Am I having it backwards? I might be having it backwards. I thought Swiss exclusively had Eich, had H. They didn't do Sh, like Berliner dialect does. Right, so it's like Eich. Eichhorn for Berliner dialect, if I remember correctly. Because I think it only palatalizes to Sh after a front vowel? My German's not good. I will defer to the Germans in chat. My brother is the one who actually knows German. I just fake it. Which, you know, is how we get through a lot of things. Usually, once I see the actual, like, I'm the worst. It's sh for both of them. Eichhörnchen. Okay. Why is it sh? Why is it sh for the other one? I guess is technically a front vowel, isn't it? Eichhörnchen. That is still a fun word. I think I prefer the Swiss variant. I think I prefer it with the ch. Sure. It's a palatalized, right? It's ch, but it's sh, right? It's not fully sh, but it's more that than other options. Look, right. It's nah. There's an age in which every Anglophone French immersion kid's favorite animal is seal. Yeah, that's fair. Palatals are generally hard for me, right? Like that's part of one of the downsides of being a native or first language American English speaker is palatals is Kashishvov? That's a cursed sentence right there. Also, wait, for Bavarian, the Bavarian word for squirrel is oakcat? That's freaking hilarious. I adore that. I mean, Liz, I'm not exactly gonna, I'll zoom in real far so you can see the inside. Yeah, right, Eichhorn is acorn. Let me just zoom in real far so I can see that. Alternate name for raccoon in Portuguese is rato lavadeiro, which means washing rat. I think isn't that where raccoon actually comes from? No, it's just coming out of Algonquin. Okay. Fair enough. The scratchy guy has. Oakhorn. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess it's related to like Ratatosk. Right, horn being like the tooth. You have a washing bear. And the Algonquin word is just the guy with the grabby hands. Which we have a great time with. It's literally like the one with scratching hands, but it's we just all agree that the important thing about raccoons is that they're grabby hands. Which is, you know, very valid. Don't see raccoons super often around here. I saw one once when I was walking home from my old job. Right. Yeah, so JCDC, right? In Old Norse, Tusk Tusk and Hort are sometimes interchangeable. So right, technically it's supposed to be like a drill Ratatoskr. It actually means like drill tooth instead of like rat being related to the word rat at all. So it's focusing very clearly on the sort of squirrels have monsters. And German seems to be doing the same thing, but forming it in a slightly different way. So using Hort. Which is how, by the way, oh yeah, sorry, while we're speaking about languages with dubious phonetic decisions, Icelandic. Standard dialect Icelandic has this really interesting thing of voiceless nasals. Yeah, voiceless nasals. I mean, I just did one, right? So, right, the word for horn, in Icelandic, is almost identical. It's hort. Hort. Or, there's a town in the East Fjords that is named Hup. H-F-N. Hup. So you just exhale through your nose. No, but also yes. There's a specific, right, it still is a plosive. So, right, it's not just, it's, and that's, yeah. JCDC. It still does have horn in it. It comes out of Latin, cornus, which is cognate with German or English and all Germanic languages, horn. So, yes, it is the one horn guy. There's a unique horn. Yeah, it's certainly creative. Yeah. You have a gap in your teeth and cannot do... And your professor was eventually just like, please stop trying. Yep. Don't worry. Moderator of the channel Blues is Welsh and makes fun of me every time I try. Frankly deserved. My attempt is not good. I get too distracted by the Icelandic double L, which is also garbage. Right, I mean, there is a reason. There is a reason why, and it's not just, you know, tourism reasons, why Icelanders' go-to troll word is Eyjafjallajökull. Right, I mean, that's the volcano that erupted in 2010, put Iceland onto the big tourist map because it cancelled half the flights out of Europe. And so, of course, you still have things, I went to Iceland and all I got was how to say Eyjafjallajökull. Yeah, it's not actually a particularly whole... You didn't even mention... Still? Yeah. Well. Alright, see in an hour or so. Well. The troll absolute troll sentence. Or troll food, I guess. Phrase? I don't know. Well. Because you have a Danish uvular R, which is just bad. Softy. There's a book of hours going on in the background, can't you hear it? That totally counts. Also, I was nowhere close on that pronunciation. Just for the record. Let me just play it. Danish red berry pudding. Here's how it's spelled, chat. Just here's the record. Here's how it's spelled. And here's how it's pronounced.
Rødgrød med fløde.
Fleur. What a terrible time. Right, Norwegian pronounces it so beautifully. And then Danish. Eik? Took an Icelandic course with that same professor, and Eik was a huge stumbling block for me. That's fair. That's totally valid. The fact that, you know, that there's... Well, it would be more like rødgrød med fløte. Yeah, Eik is how you actually pronounce it. So the G is not pronounced. It's a semi-vowel. And the double L is a k. So it's Eik. Eik Skallagrímsson. Well, I've botched that pronunciation. Let me try that again. It's Eik Skallagrímsson. Or I guess you could use reconstructed pronunciation, in which case it would be more like Egil Skallagrímsson. But modern pronunciation is better, so I don't use reconstructed. Yeah, rødgrød med fløte. Norwegian would be so peaceful. So peaceful, so chill. No, no, Danish versions only. Tragic. They'll just forever take the L here. You know, that's fair. That's alright. I was reminded... What was I looking at recently? I was doing a write-up on Reddit for AC Valhalla, and was reminded of, Germunder Heljaskit. Norwegian is the same one until it's filtered in a Minnesotan accent, and then it's just silly nasal nonsense sounds. That's a fact. God, you've been... Nobody saw to make fun of Minnesotan accents until I know how to do the O and the A. Look. I was born in Minnesota. I left before I could pick up the accent. Frankly, that's probably for the best. My accent is bad enough as it is. Imagine if I had a, like, full Minnesota attached into that. God, it'd be so funny. No one would be able to understand a word I said. I mean, I lived 10 minutes across the border. Like, I've had my fair share of Ola and Lena jokes. The difference between eastern South Dakota and western Minnesota is basically non-existent. You spent enough time in northern Wisconsin that you could probably get down within a half an hour? Yep. Yep. I mean, it takes pretty specific phrasings for it to come out from me. Yeah. And you're on for uni right now, some of the accents so thick that their Portuguese speakers are not from the Azores. I'm now used to hearing you can understand none percent of what's being said. Yeah, that's a mood. I mean... It's a fun thought experiment. Put a Texan, a Minnesotan, a Glaswegian, a Brummie, and an old farmer from Cornwall in the same room. How many words do you think are mutually intelligible between those five? My money's like single digits. Add occasion, you got some authentic value gibberish down there. Yeah, that's fair. Let's just replace like Dallas Fort Worth fairly boring Southern Texan with Cajun Louisianan. No word. Honestly, non-zero chance that the two that understand each other the best are the Cajun and the Cornish guy. Just because they're both not speaking intelligible words, and so it's pure vibes. I see people losing their minds listening to thick Irish accents. To be fair, there's a non-zero chance that the Cajun and the Cornishman are simply not speaking English in the first place. I mean, point taken. But, for the purposes of the thought experiment, let's just assume that they were, in fact, in name at least, speaking English, instead of just speaking Cornish and Cajun Creole. Treasure and Trash is your favorite Appalachians? Well, oh God, oh, for the longest time, you know, the washing. Oh, we're gonna go out to visit our cousins over in Washington. And I'm like, oh. But my neighbors, for the longest time, right, whenever I was back home visiting, I was telling them about Iceland. I'd say Reykjavik. And then they'd say Reykjavik. Just like that. Most Midwestern pronunciation of Reykjavik you could possibly say. And for the longest time I could not figure out what the heck they were doing. It's like, you're hearing the words I'm saying, right? And you're saying just a completely different word back to me. Can you figure out what they were doing? Little, you might have a heads up on this one. You might have an advantage. In all the mainland Scandinavian languages, how do you say Reykjavik? Reykjavik. In Danish specifically, Reykjavik is Reykjavik. Because the EY becomes EY, which becomes I. So it's Reykjavik. My neighbors in South Dakota are Danish American. So I've got the most Midwestern rendition of the Danish pronunciation of an Icelandic name that you could possibly have. Well, Reykjavik. Right? It's in American Lahamadu. I've been there. But yeah, no. My neighbors pronounce it Reykjavik because that is the American pronunciation of the Danish word. And it was literally, I was looking through Danish administrative records from the 19th century. And it was when I saw how they spelled Reykjavik that it clicked. It took 2 years and me sitting in Statsbibliotek in Aarhus looking at an edition of Danish administrative records for me to figure out what the fuck they were doing. Frank, it was remarkable. It's a great time. Yeah, Anyway, now that we've spent 47 minutes talking about anything else, why do you say we continue this while I pretend to catalog some books, or we're out of books to catalog, while I waste some time in Book of Hours, yeah? Time well spent. Oh, we're not. I assume we're not done. We're just gonna pretend to do that while, you know, there's different things on screen. So, there you go, Liz. There's some actual Book of Hours instead of us actually getting distracted. The title music was great. I think we had a great time with it. Shush. You already committed? You were already committed. I don't need to level you up. Uh-huh. Only took 47 minutes to start the game. Yep. Yep. Look. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's something, at least. So, we spent the entirety of last stream just, fully organizing our library. To anyone who missed last stream, we spent literally the whole time consolidating, organizing, and catching up on our cataloging. So we have a beautiful, though, generally dubious, layout for the library, where we have organized by language, in no particular order, i.e. our largest collection is where there is the most shelf space. And then we have organized alphabetically by what's on the spine. Do I feel good about this? No. Is it effective? Yes. Is it, better than the alternative? Also, yes. Also, book jail. Damn me, we've got a lot of other things that need to happen. Isn't it more like book quarantine? Book quarantine doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as nicely. So I mean, objectively, yes, you're correct, but also it just doesn't sound as good. How do I go about actually clearing that? There's 4. If I have a plus whist, there's another. The problem is I need 2. No, the problem is. Exactly, we're coming up on winter, so we'll be able to do stuff there. But here's the big problem. We have to use a specific skill in order to fix the problem. It's not that one. That's curses. That's also not the right one. This one. We have to use surgeries and exsanguinations. Which means we can't use snow stories. So there's 3, there's another 2, there's 5. With a memory, a good season, or a good memory, if we can get up to 7. I can't use that there. New one that is both winter and harder knock. Huh. There are probably other skills that'll work. It's just I don't have them. I suppose the other option is it can be lantern and... If I have one that's lantern and heart, can maybe brute force this? I can maybe brute force this. I don't have more... I mean, I certainly can read more books, yes. That's that one. Plus that one. then I would use, I don't know, something like... Okay. I need the right memory, and then this... What can this be? This can be a tool or an ink. We need the right ink. I think that's... So much hinges on us having the correct... A good wintry ink. Do I know what makes a good wintry ink? No, not even slightly. So, in the meantime, let's do that. Let's go beachcombing, because I just feel like it. I mean, I have... No, I do have N Inks of Revelation. I have A1. I also just probably need to spend some time just, like, throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what sticks. Like... Because theoretically, it shouldn't super matter which things I do. But I can just... work on... is my best? Forge only the 2 skill? That's rough. Don't love that. Craft a libidic tincture or bitter black salts. I should see what things I can make with winter. I should just see what things I can just craft at a workstation. Using winter abilities and see what comes up. It's just how much can I stack, right? I should also... read a book that will give me more winter. Because the weather did not cooperate. To the catalog. Sort. By mystery. Actually I need to sort by memory that I got, but there we are. Regret. Lady Eva's Repose will give us the thing we need, which is fine. Lady Eva's Repose with, like, any relevant skill. Cool. Have fun with that. Okay. We should also... Don't have a good way to do anything there yet. No. Wounded room, maze crazed room, shrouded space. Cool. Just gonna let time tick on. And in the meantime, I'm mostly all tapped out on weird language stuff because, you know, I love languages. Weeping Chamber? In this case, I think it's that the room is itself crying. I'ma be real. I don't think it bodes... Water trickles like tears from broken pipes in the ceiling, splashing over the cages that hang here. The floor is inches deep in water. The wind flares mournfully in the cage bar. So, I think it's just that room do be spooky. Which is, tough. I'll be real, that's just tough. How much does this get? Eh. Bittersweet certainty. If I can use this one to also get that. Let's do that. Sweet. Let's see. Spoopy. I know, right? What can I do with a consulting engineer, which is forge, sky, or lantern? Forge 10. Forge 11. So there's 4. Metal 5, 6, 7. Consulting engineer likes tools and drinks. So there's 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Another book could be 9. That could be 10. Yeah, I just need to figure out what books have 2 forge on them. So we go over to our memories. Foresight. That works great. Eva's Treasury. Also in English, so in our reading room. Right there. Using a shop, because whatever. Then we need to talk to you to hire you for the day. And then we've got a ton of abilities that we need to just, like, stack up here. Okay, talk. Collaborate. Anyway, entirely different news. Cyber Monday's coming up, right? Like, I can't believe we're already almost at the end of the year. Like, it's gone by so fast. Yay! Just what I wanted. I'm hoping to get a good deal on some upgrades for the channel, though. But I need to be careful, of course, to find, you know, what are the things that are actually the thing, and not what are the things that are, let's jack up the prices. Make sure your turkey's in the fridge to thaw? True. It would be real bad and real foolish, to... That's only gets me up to... No, oh, that's why. I was like, that's not right. I need to get a turkey. Damn. Don't have one of those right now. Oh, that's just a song. Oh. Heroes think that that's actually gonna be cool. Write second-rate computers and then have the price jacked up on paper and then discounted, exactly. So my goal tomorrow morning is I'm gonna get some price lists on where are things now before the deals, so I can actually see what's a deal and what's not a deal. On the flip side, yeah. I'm not gonna get like a whole bird. I don't like there's no universe where I'm gonna go through a whole bird. So I think I'm just gonna try and get like a turkey breast. And then I've still got harissa spices. And harissa spices are real good. Did you know that harissa spices are in fact good? That right they are? Yeah. They're very hot for my taste. But it's one of those where they're super hot but also addicting. Yeah. Crunch. Crunch. Oh, the crunchy noises. Boat? Oh. So that's annoying. I don't have a good option for, like... That's a liquid and a fuel, but not actually useful. That's a liquid, but that's not actually useful. Remains. If I have something I can put... I need the right type of workstation is the problem I'm having. Right? Like, desks are fine. But, so pumped to make... I do have a workstation that takes remains, but I need the combination of remains and winter. Oh, good, this one actually does do it. That's nice. I was like... I feel like I don't have enough. But no, I super do. That's fine. So we do that, and that, and Bittersweet Certainty is the better memory. So there's 9. I wish I don't have to use like a 4. I don't want to have to use a super duper strong one. In my... Like... Is that using Essential Periost to create an Essential Periost? That's very funny. That's not a good plan, but that is very funny. Yes, a restorative. I don't realize I had one of those. That's a lot of nectar. I should keep an eye on that. What if, actually, if I need an Essential Periost as this, and I stack up to 15, that creates a year tally. That creates a year tally. I don't know what that does, but it creates something. Let's try it. Can't hurt me, right? Can't help me, but it... Or it could not help me, but it really can't hurt me. Especially now that I know how to create more Essential Periosts. Anyway, you're up to 9. Which is great, because I can collaborate by giving you a triangle. And then we're cruising. So all of that means that she now has 10 forge, thank you. And 10 forge is the Weeping Chamber. Cleaned out, unlocked, no longer crying. Alright, so that gives me a year tally, which is a mark. It's a very, very strong mark, but it is a mark. I mean, that's a lot of winter, I just don't have obvious spots to, or obvious ways to use that. I also have more than one of them. I'm just saying. I'd like to consider the thing. Oh. Nothing will remain. Wait. Hang on. Now that's a scam. I'm going to put all that effort into making a mark. I expect it to, not explode when I look at it funny. Just saying. Wasn't there a Gideon the Wolf bust? There it is. I was like, where did it go? I just had it. There we go. Progress. Gets me the Memory of Sight and Gideon Physician, 5th of his line, nicknamed the Motley Baron by those who disliked him, and the Cutter by those who feared him. Well, I say that means if he's the third librarian, first librarian, second, what is the organization on this? Just saying. I mean, congratulations, you're in your spot now. But like, we seem to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Librarian, second librarian, third. Like, this is not going up the stairs. This is going down the stairs, jumping up, and then going down the stairs again, and then jumping up. And I'm like, hold up, just a sec. Alright. Cool. Anyway. We are currently paused, aren't we? Let's check out the new room. The new room has a bird in it. A magnificent green cockatoo. On numerous occasions, this wonderful bird has remained almost entirely inaudible. Well, that's truly a ringing endorsement. I'm gonna be real. That. Ah. A Goldscry workbench, which can take more remains. This can take almost anything. Anything wooded, any tools, any remains, any ductiles. So, Spintria. Fascinating. Cue dead parrot skit. Uh-huh. Goldscry Tower, Valentine's room. In his youth, Baron Valentine inclined to religion, and he made pilgrimages to holy sites on the continent. After he made his final pilgrimage to Fenrir Abbey, the dreams began, of blood seeping from the earth, of a vast and pulsing wheel, crushing the temples of men, and which troubled him the most, of twisted birds shrieking in pain, growing like fruit in the branches of an ancient yew. Well, that's a Norse mythology reference. Shoutouts to Yggdrasil. But that's fine. Howling Chamber. Needs winter or sky or knock. He's pining for the fjords. Truly. One of your ads had a cheaply made animatronic parakeet that would sing when you clapped. That is... Yep. One of the things of all time. Honest, we had a real parakeet. We used to have a... When I was a kid, we had, just, you know, regular parakeet. My dad was, immensely of the camp of, did not particularly want a pet. Was kind of not a huge fan of the concept. My mom was desperately like, you know, we need a pet. And, we have lizards and fish. We can't do cats or dogs. So, bird. You know, nothing big. Not a cockatiel or a macaw. No, just a parakeet. So naturally, guess who was adopted by the bird? Immediately. Instantaneously. Absolutely no chance of getting out of that okay. You have real parakeets at home too? Your mom was a kindergarten teacher and bring them to class in their cages? Yeah. Sister I was into breeding lovebirds for a time. Well, that's an intense hobby. I'll be real, that's a pretty intense hobby. I have lots of good fuels. The turpentine only has one thing in it. Need a metal. Yeah. I'm not generally a fan of, like, nursing homes and things having parakeets, just because, you know, parakeets actually need quite a lot of space to be thriving. And they don't do well with constantly changing environments. Like, ooh, ooh, interesting. Ooh, interesting. How does this work? What does this do? If I had better memories right now, I'd be able to do more. Yeah, exactly, right? So it feels like they. Ooh. Hello. You had one pair that was great at breeding, but not so much at parenting. Well. Yup. That does sure seem to be a problem. Yeah. Birds are a lot. It doesn't help that they have, like, basically no survival instinct. Like, let's be real. They have no brain cell. Love parakeets dearly. They have absolutely none brain. And so you have to spend a lot of time with them. That'll get you up to 8 there. Don't have a great sky memory. My parents resist your pleas to get a new dog for years after your first dog passed. Only had a new puppy the year you left for uni. Well, that's a classic right there. For the record, my parents do now have a dog. Years and years and years of it. Admittedly for good reasons, due to allergy reasons, right? We weren't able to safely have a dog. But as soon as my brother, who has those allergies, left, boom, dog. My dad is also allergic to dogs, for the record. He did not get a choice in the matter. You can... What do you need? You need food. Okay, you can use a tool. Fascinating. Do I have a tool that gives sky? I would love a tool that gives, like, one sky. Something that's non-consumable, that I can use. Ha! Like he is constantly under siege from the onslaughts of pets. He likes them fine. It's just, you know, that sentence ends that he likes them fine. He's not exactly the sort of constantly go get them, go have pets, be constantly surrounded by animals and stuff. No, we don't have pets. We have strays that we let sleep in the building, and you get that. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to find a tool or something that has sky. I have a better way of finding that. Does this count as a tool? That does not count as a tool. Tragic. I assume the umbrella stand does not count as a tool. It is stormy. It might be appreciated. That's probably not what they're looking for. The crossbow. Brilliant. I would never have thought of that. Seriously? Oh, the lantern. There we go. That is a light. That is not a tool. I'm amazed that that does not count as a tool. I'm going to be real. I have nothing in my drinks. The bird, the Terrence counts as a source of sky. Thank you, Terrence. Do I truly not have anything? Oh, I've got a drink. There we go. So I just need to go here and serve up some of that. I was like, if I lose this by one, because I just don't have a way to get one more thing, I was going to be real mad. But no, with 11 sky now, we should be able to do the Mist-Sunk Meadow. Or the Howling Chamber. Or the Fallen Bells. There's so many options. Wow. Okay. There's so much basement. There's also so much over here. Also, I figure the basement is where everything exciting is gonna happen. So I am at least partially inclined to try and finish up the bell tower. Just because I think it'll be fun. And let's get myself 6 more pence. Try and save up some cash. Beautiful. Okay, so there's our memory goes poof. And let's check out the new place. There's no books in here. Well, I probably should have expected that. But there are... Okay. It is an Ithistry spot, and it is a spot to work on Sky, mostly. Technically, sort of Forge, but I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot super useful. Yeah, bitter black salts. So, meh. I mean, it's okay, but it's not earth-shattering by any means. Ooh, fog. Fog is another really useful one. Especially if I can get some moon. Or knock. Could unlock the room that just requires like 8 knock. How easily can I get up to 8 knock? Well, I'm just like trying to upgrade things at speed. Let's see. So there's 2. There's 3, 4, 5. If I was able to use a skill, I'd just be done, but I'm not allowed to use a skill for people. I'll need like 2 more knock off of this. That should be extremely easy to do. You can't be sure that some 16th century monk didn't hide a book from Henry up there? I mean, True, but it appears that it's most likely, you know, above the... One room farther up yet. Fires, lantern, sky, or moth. Wild. Alright, the plan is we're going to try and unlock this one, because that one should be real easy to do. Shaft. Gonna get you up to 3. Need knock like a drink. Oh, the moth orchid scented candle solves my problem perfectly. Also, let's look at the flotsam. A tall parcel. Tall parcel, what do you have? Show me your secrets. There's that. The weather's awfully nice. I still love that the description for weather is more useful than one might expect, especially in Britain. Just got him, nailed it. Anyway, I was actually gonna tell you all like what I was hoping to get coming up here with the hopefully deals, because I do have hopes. Hope number 1 is that I'm gonna get a capture card that is, you know, not incredibly cheapo. There's a lot of just like really cheapo, bad news, unfun capture cards out there. So we're gonna try and get one that doesn't suck so that I can stream Switch games. Turns out Tears of the Kingdom good. Tears of the Kingdom makes good content, and even though, you know, I'm, what, 8 months behind? We're gonna try it anyway. And then, we'll see. We'll see, but it'll turn, hopefully, ooh, cash. Fancy. I'm gonna try and get a... better webcam, because as most of you probably know, but in case you didn't know, surprise, my cell phone is my camera. Turns out, you know, that's useful. It's functional. Do you know how many times I wish I was able to just look something up? Like, I could just Google. Yeah. Yeah, it turns out a capture card is a piece of hardware that's somewhere between, if you want a decent one, $50 and $200 US dollars. I'd be like, wow, that's a lot of money. Yup. Yup. You can use a digital camera as a webcam as well. Sure, but like I don't have one of those either. There's lots of options. But like oh. Well, what a hello. How did you slip by me? This can't be. Also, yeah, right, like, if you have one, flaunt it. I don't have one of those. those different? No, those are just two beds that are exactly the same. Okay. Coffee. A suspicious suitcase. Cool. Awesome. Love that for us. Sky. Sky stories should work. Then the last thing, if I have budget left, which by the way, my entire budget for Cyber Monday is thanks to Patreon. Did you know that you can support the channel for as little as $2? And our Patreon supporters are the reason I am able to keep doing this. Well, gift subs, cheered bits, etc. Everything are always incredibly appreciated. Patreon takes only 8% versus Twitch's 50%. And so it's a great way to help support the channel and the fun we have around here. So, the Patreon pull from this month, so is my budget for Cyber Monday to get stream upgrades. As I've said, everything goes right back into the stream, and annual hardware upgrades are a part of that. If you want to join them and help, you know, increase said budget so that I can get better webcam, a better microphone, because that's the last thing, right? My microphone's okay. It's not, there's a reason it's the lowest priority of the three. But, it's a bit crunchy. It's a bit fuzzy. There's a bit gunk attached to that. And so if there is budget left and there's a good deal on a microphone that has less background hiss, I would love that, because oh boy, is microphone clarity a big deal. Anywho. Locksmith Dreams. Portions and Proportions. The second volume of Teresa Gaulmier's examination of parallels in the mystic dreams of artisans. The frontispiece has been slashed with a razor. I wonder if when it says frontispiece, do I actually mean like a proper, like an ex libris here, or are they? Oh no, they're okay. They are referring to, basically. I don't know if I have a good example of one. Nope. Let me check. Sorry. I know volume quality is dubious when I'm looking that far away from the thing. I'm just seeing if I've got any examples of a good frontispiece. Nope. I don't have it. I've got one more book that I can check. BRB. Maybe two more books. I wonder if they might help. There is a no. No dice. That is made. What are you talking about? It's not like it's a particularly neat made bed, but that's a made bed. I just didn't bother to smooth out the blankets after doing that. Anyway. what I was hoping to find is an actual example of a frontispiece, because book history time, in a modern book, right, you just kind of open it up and you have a title page. And you're like, wow, that's, or a slightly fancier title page. And that's just not particularly thrilling. It's not particularly thrilling. The 18th century and earlier being wildly extra. Farewell, chat. It was a good run. Live on stream. Just exploded. RIP. Welcome back. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, right. Being incredibly extra, old books will have the title page. I remember 18th century title pages, i.e. the title followed by title, publisher. We'll then have an illustration on this page right here. Right, that's usually an illustration of the author, though sometimes it can be either just a scene that's relevant to the contents of the book, or the sponsor of the book, or who it's dedicated to, something. Usually it's the title, or usually it's the author. That illustration is the frontispiece. So, in this book, someone took a razor and went through presumably Galmier's face. That's tough. Anyway. In this volume, Galmier records fewer dreams and explicates more of her own elaborate theories. We see this again and again. What is below can't escape what is above. And by the way, this book is supposed to be also 19th century, which is totally fine. Like, later 19th century. Frontispieces were falling out of fashion at that time, but they were by no means gone. Let's see if I can find you a good one. Give me just a sec here. Is that actually a frontispiece for something? Yeah. That is a great example. Okay. So, I'm gonna show off my favorite 19th century extravagant printing options. William Morris. Should do it this way. So, this is The Wood Beyond the World. This is the frontispiece for The Wood Beyond the World. Right, this is the first page of text, and therefore this is the frontispiece. It's a bit for that, because as you can see, that's not actually the first page of the volume. It's the first page of the story. So it's not a fabulous example, but it's an okay example. This is supposed to be one of his other frontispieces for The Life and Death of Jason. This is the Arts and Crafts Movement guy. Yep. So you can see, right, he does that for all of his stories. If he's very much into, here's the first page of printed text for the story, here's the frontispiece. Here's the first page of, in this case, the volume, and here's the frontispiece. So, right, they're not always the, like, biographical author blurb. They certainly can be. right, the Honorable Robert Boyle, and there's the full philosophical works of the Honorable Robert Boyle. Or, you know, the frontispiece for Leviathan being super duper famous as the front cover of most modern editions of Leviathan. Anyway. Well, the 5 artisans all dream of the white door in the end. I'm no artisan, only a scholar. I think there's a secret that all these artisans know, but I think that secret is only half the story. It's kind of reminiscent of illuminated manuscripts, in your opinion? I think that's a good shout. It is... Right. It is very, very common for illuminated manuscripts, especially biblical manuscripts, to have a big, lavish illustration either on the same leaf, or on the same side of the leaf as the first page of text, or on the facing page. So, right. There's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 13th edition of Livy, a French edition of Livy's Decades, that's got like a 3/4 or 2/3 of the page is just in one illumination, and then the text starts immediately below that. That's kind of a frontispiece, that's not super front, it's a bit meh. But Books of Hours in particular, love, 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 love. You open it up, there's your illumination, and then facing that is your text. Okay. We also need to catalog this. What is this? Locksmith's Dream, Portions and Proportions. This is Galmier Teresa, Nocturnal, Sky, 4, English, Codex, English is cheap, Dream, Journal, Artisan, Psychology. We'll call it Psychology because it's very Freudian, frankly. Frankly, it's very Freudian. Right, the idea that, oh yeah, we are primarily learning about these religious texts through... Well, that's not good. Oh wait, I've got space. I've got space. Never mind, we're good. We're good. It's fine. Everything's fine. I was very worried for a moment. We're good. Oh. Okay. Would love to try and upgrade this one. Have the power to do that? Yes. Yes, I do. Perfect. Consider that with a relevant skill, namely that, and that. Beautiful. Current affairs. Oh boy. Also, snow. Okay. Does this give us the power? Chat. Does this give us the power? It does not. It leaves us one short. One thing short. Ah, I borked it. Damn it. I could have fixed it. I could have fixed it. I made a misplay. Yes, or last stream. Where I got myself another core instead of another whist. If I got myself another whist, I could have a plus whist right now. Which a plus whist when it's snowing is enough winter to cure a thing on its own. Damn. Oh well. Alright, why did the linguistic debate at the beginning start? I don't think it was a linguistic debate so much as it was just a... let's do fun facts. I don't actually remember how we got onto it, but it was definitely not... It was definitely just a let's do fun facts. Ah, well, since we can't do that, what can I do? You're guaranteed 2 winter, right? You're guaranteed 2 winter, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I need a super cold drink to get higher than that. Have any reason to go higher than that, though? Like, what am I doing with wind? I need 10. Or 11. Just get lucky, forehead. Watch this. Just be good. This'll be easy. Oof, how are we doing on time? Don't have long left. This might have to be our last day for today, chat, because I'm gonna hang out with some friends this evening. I promised I'd bring them a pumpkin pie. That means I have to make a pumpkin pie. That's a couple of hours of work. No. No cooking stream. No. No. You still have to learn how to make one? It's really not... We are not doing a baking stream. No. Okay. But, sorry. We're just gonna learn how to... No, I wanna offer cash. I would love to learn how to just... Like, I mean, okay. Across the inner sea, across the desert sands, someone styling herself the Oracle of the Rising Wild has set up a tent town where she preaches, quote, the truth of nearly now, end quote, to her followers. This will be of no obvious interest to the students of the invisible arts, except that although she has pitched her tents in the shadow of the Temple of Seven Coils, nothing appears to have eaten anyone. Well, that's suspicious. However, Constable Oculate, I know you're here on business, but I want to learn Kilisimi from you. I'm just saying. Just more coffee. I have so much coffee right now. Cousin made some bread pudding today. Ooh, that is tasty. How much do I have to offer? Great. Perfect. Nailed it. Moon. Knock. Grail. That's not useful. I'm gonna be real, that was not useful. This is gonna be real close. It's gonna be real close. Okay. We get a tin spin tree back, and we get Killisemu. If there's speech in nowhere, if there's a language used by the dead, if the House of the Moon has a native tongue, then it must be Killisemu. If none of this is true, it is still not a language to be spoken in daylight. Each word breathes woe. Read it, as they say, and weep. Can I improve my language skills? Sorry. Real quick question. If I instead did that and that, I sure can. So that, you know, oh sure, now I get the winter. Heck. That's alright. It was a good try. It was a good try. I don't have anything for them to do. They can just hang out. Waste the cash, but it happens. I already used my memory. And that makes it tough. The Bosk is now at level 3, right? Yeah. So I need to get that up one more in order to unlock it. That's doable? Question mark? I need another relevant lesson. Or moon. Yeah, I'll need to find another relevant lesson in order to do that, but then that's super duper doable. Ooh. Okay. Also, that's super fun. Among other much less important things, that's very funny. I didn't realize it said that that was just... That said that there were other much less important things. There's my Killisemu ones. Let's try and read one of these. You know? You know? Right, Hard is super duper easy for us to read. We should have no problem reading this. Language, we use Killisemu, that's fine. This is 4 heart. Surgeries and exsanguinations. I unlocked this shelf of books right here. Easy peasy. Oh, did not want that to be large. Great. Ah, now it's raining. Terrible. What is this? Rain? We do actually, we can actually get some benefit out of rain. Let's try and hire someone again. See what we can accomplish. And I would love, I'd be super duper happy if this unlocked another lesson. 7 things, okay. 2 wombs, 1 heart. Fanciful account by Theories of Blake of the early life of the twins, their time as mortals before they became hours or even long. In a dry kingdom beyond the Western Sea, which Theories has suggested might have been ancient Mexico. Quote, it is widely known that the sister was rich and the witch poor. It is widely known that the witch loved the sister first. It is not widely known that the witch was first employed to teach the sister the arts of embroidery. Although Theories is probably just making up much of the story, there are long passages expounding notable techniques of weavework and thread felt particularly when Witch and Sister flee across the sea to be together. Furiosa explains how they fashioned a, quote, peace weave with Heart and these arts, and then to tame the winds they called on Heart again to swaddle the thunder in the peace wave. Fascinating. Ooh, it gives me 2 stitchings and bindings, which is not quite bad, but, you know, that's fine. Memory satisfaction. Alright. So, also, this was Confounding Parable, which we did not record. And we find 2 wombs, 1 heart, which is a heart one. There we go. Have we read it? Sure have. Faction, which was 2 Grail, 1 heart. 2 Grail, 1 heart. Hooray. Hooray. And now, question. Nope, that is Moon, so that is not... These are not helpful for that. That's not helpful for that. Boo. We were so close to greatness. That's fine. I think we will pick up another one of these. Stitching and binding. I wonder if that's going to be mostly the same. That's going to be Heart and Sky. I don't really need more Heart. I'd rather try to upgrade Weaving and not working, even though that's committed already. Or I can try to upgrade one of these further. Who's not committed? You're Rose and Scale. I can upgrade that. Right? Right, Fur and Feathers. And then a relevant memory. I don't really have a relevant memory. Okay. Let's try and upgrade a different one then. You're committed to Arab already. You're committed. I want to prioritize uncommitted things, just because there's more I can do with them. But in the absence of that... You're not committed, and you're Rose and Moon. Can't do anything with that either. Okay. Would I need to upgrade? You're committed to Whist already. Path and Pilgrim would require a Rose memory, which is a Confounding Parable. Which would be Locksmith's Dream Volume 2. We're slowly memorizing this. It's very slowly. Oh yeah, also, you're worse than useless. Thank you. Glad you wasted my time. It's fine though. It's totally fine. Mm-hmm. That's there, and Fett goes there. Cool. Surrealist Painter. Grail. I do a lot with Grail. I really wanted Nectar. I really, really wanted Nectar. Alright, like Grail and Rose just aren't helping me right now. Yeah. both of those were not good. Let me say that. Let's just say as that help just not happening today. Let's see if there's at least a nectar book I can read or something. I don't know. I have terrible nectar access right now. It's not good. Rites of the Roots are also not in a good way. Moth is the other one? What lessons do I have that have moth? Bloody nothing. Okay. Well then. That, yeah, that's not helping me that much, is it, huh? If I had a relevant lesson so I could upgrade this, that would be awesome. Because upgrading... Right, that's the thing I need to do. I need to really try and upgrade some of my nectar ones so I can start reading books with nectar. But man, is it hard, because I don't have a lot, right? I've got the two, well, I've got that one that I've read. I've got this one, which is a Aramaic, I could probably read that. I can read, I think I can get up to 6. I can read Aramaic too, so that's not a problem. Health. So just Rites of the Roots? Is that the only one I've got with nectar? No, that ain't it. It seems that way. That's 3. That's 5. I could just try it. Just full send it, hope I get lucky. I only need one more, and there's, if anything is food, wall art, another aspect of the soul. What are my opportunities? Another memory. Just a mood. And an opportunity to add a soul element. Guaranteed win this. Oh. Okay. Guaranteed is a strong sentence, given that I nearly borked it. I very nearly borked that. Don't worry about it. Win's a win. As a Scaptodon, Asan may only consume that which is found in the earth, so he's best with root lore. Asan identifies a pale seaweed found on the beaches of Cornwall as a useful source of rose and winter aspect. His tone here is a little guilty, perhaps he's showing an interest in sea produce, which might be thought unwise for a Scaptodon. Perhaps because his proposal to name it Eva's Locks suggests a tiny crush on the Pale Lady of Brankrug. That one right there? That one right there. Cool, so we just wait for the next day, and we update the catalog. Have we read it? Yes. And what's the feeling? It is satisfaction. One heart. Hooray. Now, let us get to a new day. And we will upgrade our Rites of the Roots. Because now that we have herbs and infusions, we're able to do that. That feels good. Uh-oh. Oriflamme, what are you asking me to get? 12 letters on consequence. For only 2? Well, don't mind if I do. So. We consider that. We add that. We add this, and we need to wait for another relevant memory. There's no way, dude. Actually, Clouds is actually fine for us for that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Clouds being useful for the first time ever. You saw it here, chat. Okay, with that upgraded, that's significantly better. The other question is, who's bound to hurt? Because I have 2 hard aspects, so who's the one bound to... or health, I should say. Who's bound to health, and can I upgrade health to a plus health? Health plus? However that works. You're attuned to core. You're attuned to health. And that's through the Bosk. Let's upgrade through the Bosk. Do I have a way to upgrade through the Bosk? Close that, close that, close that, close that, close that. That's a no. Chad, I'm gonna be real, that's a big ol' nope. Like, nothing's even slightly lighting up. Alpha Bright Euphonies is lighting up, but that's not helpful. I wonder if there's one here that'll let me do that. If I can get this one unlocked, I wonder if the tree has something there. Don't know. It's a job for future us. Alright, yeah, I know this is a short stream, but unfortunately we do need to kinda get going, just cause I got other things I gotta do. So we'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time, for more Dragon Age. We're just gonna hang on. Exactly, I got pie-related things. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be Dragon Age, and that's gonna be lovely. We'll try and have a nice long stream of that, and then we'll try and have more things. I don't think I've got a lot going on here for Thanksgiving week, so we'll try and do just more streams, more stuff there. Gotta do some like website work stuff, but shouldn't be fine. Well, I just need to change my mentality around Dragon Age, right? Like, there's not a game I'm gonna have a good time on if I'm trying to be, like, super, keyed up on top of it, but if I just sit back, relax with it, it should turn into... And now that it's opened up, it should be a lot more fun. But yeah. If you did enjoy this, of course, make sure you hit the follow button, and if you haven't yet. And if you want to support the channel, we can... do consider subscribing to help support us. You can also join the Discord to come out, hang out with us outside of stream. And yeah, well, I'll see all of you tomorrow, hopefully. But regardless, I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Now, we're actually gonna try and raid someone, because, one of my friends, Melissa in Denial, fellow streamer here, is currently live doing a, like, streamiversary thing. Looks like he's currently playing AC Odyssey, but is gonna be doing a variety of stuff here throughout the evening. So I'm gonna send y'all over there, over to her for a bit. So we'll get that set up while the credits roll. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll throw to the credits now and then start up that raid. So have a good rest of your day, everyone. Of course, thank you to all of our patrons listed on the side there who make this possible. If you want to support the stream, head over to patreon.com/LudoHistory, where for as little as $2 you can help do the same thing. Thanks also to our follows and subs and gifted subs. It is super duper appreciated. Now, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and let's go all say hi to Melissa in Denial.